Want to help shape a brand new system? Then let me tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our Legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you're a Copper member on Discord, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver members can give a $20 benefit to an entire cast of your choice. If you choose to go the YouTube route and subscribe to the Legendary tier, you can provide a $50 benefit to a cast of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold members on Discord give a $20 benefit to all casts across both Geeks and Gamers Tabletop and Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our Legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
Hello everybody, it's Frost and I'm here with Frost Written, working on the lore for the Legend Seeker RPG that Erudi is making. And I'm evidently also listening to myself over here. Let's fix that. I'm about to take a sip of coffee, my traditional, we got one little kitty cat hair in there, traditional sip of coffee before I put hot sauce in it. Good coffee. It's Death Wish. And now, because I have a Death Wish, all right, Kyle, you have a good time lifting weights. Lurk while you drive. All right, I'm gonna have to get another bottle of this soon. It's almost out. I should probably just buy two at once, right? Doesn't that make sense? Where did my stirring spoon go? So, last time we worked on lots and lots of names, surnames, or not surnames, but suffixes and prefixes for names. Today, I'm going to be putting some of those into practice across a few of these entries. We're all insane. You don't make friends easy because you're evil like Chrysanth. She says. I like it. You know, you could join, Dave. There are evil organizations. I think like all the supervillains belong to them. You could join them. I don't know if you'd make friends, but at least you'd have colleagues. Legion of super evil people who are evil. I think that's one. Maybe. I'm going to check something really quickly here because I was listening to... Make sure this doesn't come through. Tell me if you hear a video. Do you hear a man talking besides me? With a British accent? Okay, good. I just have some interesting archaeology stuff going on in the background. All right. So... All right, working on the caustic strand. She thinks there's sane people here. I don't know, Shadow Warden. Shadow Warden. I mean, hope springs eternal, right? Or something like that. Ba-ba. This stream isn't supposed to start for at least 30 minutes on Erudi time. Wah! You hear JT because you have his stream on? Well, he's not being British right now, I'm guessing. Maybe. I don't know. What's JT doing right now? Let me know. I gotta know. Is he playing a game? Is he Fortnite? Is he... I don't know. Doing hurricane coverage? He's playing golf on Switch. Oh, all right then. Not Shadiversity. Well, do you have a sword? If you didn't lose all your swords in a boating accident, you too could be Shadiversity. I was watching a video about Shad stuff today. I was watching some Shad videos, but I also watched a video by these people who do reviews of books, and they make fun of a lot of books. They trash a lot of books. They like a lot of books, and some of their reviews are really brutal, and some of them are, well, a lot of them are really brutal. And they're all English majors, so they believe that they know what they're talking about all the time. So, I disagree with a lot of what they say in some of their videos because I'm like, I don't know what you're thinking. But they make some good points occasionally because they're readers. And that's the kind of opinion I love to watch, people who read a lot of stuff. And they didn't really enjoy his Shadow of the Conqueror book. And they never attacked him personally, never said anything weird about him for the most part. There were a couple inferred things here and there. But for the most part, they didn't know who he was. And they read the book and they were like, we didn't like it for this reason or that reason. Some of the reasons were because it's not the side of stuff they like. Some of the reasons I'm like, I could see why a reader wouldn't like that if they like this type of stuff. So, Shad was in my mind all day. Wow. She is coming after you in 3, 2, 1. Bong. Somewhere I just heard a shadow. A shadow hit you. Yes, a shovel hit you in the head. There you go. I'm doing too many things at once. All right, so like I said, I'm working on the caustic strand. I've started naming the cities. I'm naming the capital. I'm giving it a very Agrian name, quasi-Latin, a little bit of a Greek influence on it, and also a largest city. I changed the caustic strand, which is the area, the map where I've showed you before. It's an area where Grix and his army made landfall and went right through and killed the demigod who is Xander's son and destroyed everything. So I'm going to focus over here. I'm going to grab the map so we can see it. Let me get over here and turn on the map again. Boop. There we go. So this is the area where they came through, where all these little islands are. They used to be more of a solid landmass with a big, beautiful sheltered bay. And it had all these ways through that were these beautiful places to go. And it was just this almost quasi-magical place where they worshipped Thalassa and Xander. And that's where things got bad. That's right where the army came on through and landed and destroyed the city. This big diamond-shaped thing off to the right here on the road, that is Aquai, what did I call it? Aquai F4I. It's basically called A4 by the common people now because they're not using the Agrian name as much. But this is their capital. Their biggest city is right here, which is Portcaster. And it used to be a much more major port. They used to have much larger cities and things in here, but they all got wiped out. I don't know if you guys can even see. Oh, you can see my cursor moving. So there's a distance between these. There's lots of villages along the way. All the mile forts and everything else got just obliterated and destroyed along here. So this whole place just saw so much turmoil and destruction. And that's what I'm working on right now is the... You know, I gotta check something. What's this? If I minimize this, does it go away? Oh, good. If I minimize it, I don't have to turn it back off. All right. And yeah, so I'm working on that. I changed it from a single city state, like there was one major city left and that was it, to an actual little like republic It's got a major city, their port, the little villages, the land around it, because otherwise it felt a little weird to have just one city with that much terrain around it and coverage. So this way, lots of villages, a little republic with representatives, kind of a sort of a lasting remnant of the original Agrian Republic, kind of the way the Republic worked in the fringes of the Empire, and they have their own version of it. Hello, Wisty Melon. At least Wisty Melon enjoyed the pun. She might have. Yes, hit that like button. Leave those comments after the stream, too. There were some fun ones last time. All right, I got the dialects. I think we're not going to be putting any other languages here. The religion is generally was Thalassa and Xander. More Thalassa now, that's why I put her first, because it's still ocean-faring, seafaring, waterways. For the most part, all the people work with water and fishing and everything there. Xander is a little less of an influence here now, but there's still a lingering feeling that this is where Xander's, his demigod son died, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing. They still worship him. But the other thing that I did is I have the idea of Romans had these things called mile forts, and they were usually along their border, where they were protecting against whatever, like the barbarians in the north. They were along Hadrian's Wall and whatnot. Now, I've incorporated that idea that they had these mile forts along their major roads because the place is somewhat dangerous, and it was also just, a place that people could stop. Some of the mile forts became like little stop-off points for travelers. They'd have a little inn, they'd have a rest house. Some had baths. They became little waypoints, and those mile forts, some of them became these villages that are left here. But the rest of them have all fallen to ruin, been destroyed, because they didn't use them purely as just defense against evil and enemies, like on the edge of a far-flung part of the Empire. They were a show of power. They were a show of security. They were a way to keep everybody, safe on the roads. Not so much anymore, but those things still exist, and they've turned them into, either they've been picked clean and all the rocks have been used for something over the last, 500 years or 1,000 years, or they have been kind of pulled into, like, the mile fort is now like where the actual military people go for this part of the village, but there's a little tiny village built around it. Some of them have become residences and things like that. Doing well, Wisty Bell. I'm doing well. Had a good day. Got a lot of stuff done. Got to walk around outside. Got to go say hi to the cats while they were wandering and hunting in the woods and out in the fields. And came back to type. Lots of typing. Anonymous. I'm sure Crescent loves your name because, as we all know, Crescent loves puns. Okay, the Caustic Strand is a common name for the coastal republic of A4. Once part of Agrium, was home to a thriving it was home to a thriving population of master potters, fishermen, devotees to both Thalassa and I still don't have a name for Xander's scion yet. I got to come up with a good name. It's once legendary, stunning coastal isles and inner lands were laid waste during the God-Killer War by Grix and his forces. The outer defenses of Portcaster and the coastal mile forts of Aquae Aphorai were destroyed, leaving the people here to fend for themselves. Centuries later, the area is still not recovered, though the locals have found ways to harvest rich minerals and salt served up by the volcanic activity both in the coastal waters and the hot springs that abound in the surrounding hills. Okay. Huh. She's very punny! Whew. Boy, I think I put a little extra hot sauce in here today. Or maybe I just drank the hot sauce right off the top, because my nose is running already. Spicy coffee. All right. Major villages each have a small military garrison rotated from the... Okay, the Aqua Fort is standard. Oh, yep, there we go. It's at the capital. All right, so I think I'm going to make a note on the villages here. because I put the baths here and I put the mile forts in the roadway section. I'm going to do this with... We'll call these the Strand Villages. Is what we're just going to make an entry about these. What did I do here? My layout. I got to go to my design. All right, we go to heading 4. Boop. So I'm just saying many of the current villages along the Strand were built Many of the current villages along the Strand were built around the only remaining structures after the devastation wrought by Grix and his army. Yeah, green mile forts. Some villages are the home to the local garrison. Yeah, some have been robbed away and no longer stand. Robbed away by builders and no longer stand, but in some villages they are home to the local garrison or even the local justice. I don't really need to talk about their stonework right now. Alright, let's see here. The evil mix of the Discord server. We're not going to really... I don't think anybody's going to dispute that. I think you got it. You got this. You got this. You'd love to see Crescent losing it with Whiskey Melon and the Discord mod chat for all that pun. Pedals would never. Oh, baby. Nice. Hey, I've got to ask, since you seem to be all hip with the speak there, Whiskey Melon, is, what did they call it? Brat Summer, is that over? Is it now Brat Fall? Is Brat Fall not a thing? Is that not a thing? Is it Baby Fall? Oh, keyboard ASMR. Oh no. I'm not a fan of listening to keyboards. I don't hear my keyboard too well with my headphones on. I can hear it clacking and it's a lot for me. But the keys rebound right up into my mic because my microphone is pointing directly at the keyboard. Girls seem to like the clacky keyboards more than I do. But what do I know? You doubt that would be a factor in her thoughts? Lavistro, welcome. Great, I got competition with punning the flower. Oh no. JT is playing golf on Switch, is what I read before from Dave over on Kick. While showing his hurricane cam. Bent over what? No. Alright, so... the Agri and mile forts. Okay, I'm going to add that to the dictionary, and we'll leave that one out, because I don't know if I want to keep that as one word. I'm adding words to the custom dictionary right now. We'll do a few villages. They are home to the local garrison, or even the local... Alright, countryside past the... countryside past the safety of the mile force. Past the control of the mile force is unsafe for many. Nearly every village along the Strand is built in close proximity to the main road or is within sight of it. The countryside past the control of the mile force is unsafe for many due to the large number of wild predators and geological events. We're going to say unpredictable. All right. We'll say if some of these ancient stone forts have been robbed away by builders and no longer stand. What was this? Beep. Okay. But in a few villages, they are home to the local garrison or justice. But in a few villages, they tower above the low houses and are home to the local garrison or justice. Okay, there we go. We'll say that. Wow. Crescent, you can do it. You can hold on. You can make it through this. Maybe. Nearly villages built in close proximity. Countryside past the control of the mile force is unsafe for many due to the large number of wild predators and unpredictable geological events. Okay. That up. How many spaces are that's got 2. I only had 1 up here. Yep. Okay, we'll bring that back up to 1. All right. So we talked about the mile or the Strand villages. We talked about the salt flats and the acidic pools of the caustic Strand. Hot springs, the baths. All right, I'm going through these sections because I'm really expanding on these with some of the notes that we had and some of the other thoughts, which reminds me, I need to bring up that other document. Back in the day, in the early days of doing this stream, we did a lot of brainstorming on the notable locations for legendary characters. And I'm not sure, do we still have this one? Do we still have this? Yeah. Is it there? If I turn this one off, yeah, we'll go back. And I guess this is not centered properly anymore. That's great. Okay then. Well, fun times. Fun times are had by all, right? Right. It doesn't want to resize. Weird. I wonder why this one got all messed up. The excitement of zooming in and out of the document. All right, caustic strand. Seeing if there's any points here I need to make into new points in the other document. They can get lethal, formed by escaping gas and such from underground seismic activity. They have not abated for centuries. We already got the minor deity dying here. People of the region collect drinking water through condensation. Let's turn that one off for a second. So the thought is, because I've got the hot springs, we've got the, I don't need to talk about the water as much. It was going to be a feature talking about how people here didn't have access to good drinking. Actually, maybe it would. They have rivers coming down, but the village is not near it. Yeah, we're gonna actually mention this. We'll retitle this later. Right now, it's just drinking water. We're Portcaster and Cats of the World want to know. Wow. Wow. I missed a whole bunch of stuff in here. Thank you for dandy personality. We're meant to be friends. Time of my life. What happened to the turkey? Bam. There was no real turkey murder. There was turkey attacks, and there were turkey standoffs, but no turkey murder. As far as I know, they didn't bring any turkey parts back. I hope. You heard turkey murder. It's not what the short says. I'm not sure what's going on. Did I? Wait a second. Do you mean the short that I sent you about Max? I'm confused now. Sevy's confusing me. Is she doing to me what she does to Erudi? Wait a second. I mean, don't get me wrong. My cats have killed a turkey out here before. It was a young female turkey. It wasn't a tom turkey. But that was not recently. Oh, nice. I was like, wait a minute, because I do have wild turkeys that wander all over the place here, and they do antagonize the cats. Yep. Though there was a possums out here last time too, hanging out in the back. Shooing them away, that's always fun. You all know the truth. No! Yeah, the graveyard. Yeah, I put it in the pet cemetery. And Calvino scratches his nose up all the time because he and his brother do that all in the summer, so he's got a little patch here. But the other night, he had another scratch there that looked like something got it. And I think he was actually fending off the raccoons that were trying to take the food outside. He doesn't like them very much. He will go after them. But he is freaked out by the squirrels. And after this, I'll find the video here. I took a video because I have a lot of black walnut trees around, and the squirrels are so loud right now because this is nut hoarding season. So they'll just go find all the nuts everywhere, and they're picking them apart, and they're eating some, but they're ripping the outer husks off and dropping them, you know, like 50 feet down the trees to the ground. And then they yell at each other constantly. And some of my cats are just like, they love it. Calvino, when they start doing that, he's just like, nope. And he just slinks along the ground till he hides under something until they stop it. I guess he's just like, I can't get them. I can't get up there. They're going to bomb me. So they're fun. But a cat is your employee and did it? Wah, Levistro, that's bad. Turkey. Oh, man, I wish. I should look up in the, there's probably Department of Natural Resources rules about if animals come on my property, if I can, you know, trap them, do something to them. Because I have deer eating my apples, and I'm like, I'd love to just walk out there and, you know, pop one of them and have a deer. But I don't think they'd like that very much. You know, just saying, probably wouldn't be a good thing. Or the turkeys, walking across in a big line, coming up on the front porch, eating the cat food, and wandering off into the woods. Or the bunnies that sit out there everywhere, just taunting the cats laying in the grass, like, what are you going to do about it? And then, of course, I'll come out later and I'll find a rabbit leg somewhere. That's what they'll do about it. By the way, that meeting I was in last night went till almost 10:30. 3 hours. It was supposed to be an hour and maybe 15 minutes or so, because usually they go over. It didn't want to stop. If I didn't have to be there, I would have been happy to have not been there. Let's see, freshwater. My property is not really considered a farm. It's not rated for agriculture. I have a garden, but that's about it. Yeah, we have sometimes long meetings when people get in there because they're giving presentations. The presentations will be like, this is supposed to be a 40-minute presentation, but then someone will talk and bring up points, and then they'll have a discussion amongst all these stakeholder people that's like 40 minutes long on a slide. I'm like, okay. And it's not like it's not critical stuff, but I only wanted to be there for part of it anyway, but they wanted me to be there for the whole thing. Yay. All right, so drinking water for the villages not near the freshwater rivers where Postcaster, that's not right, Portcaster, and the A4 stand. Freshwater is not easy to come by, so they use some of the same technology with which to gather the salts. Condense, we'll go with condense freshwater for themselves. often more guarded than the minerals they mine. Fresh water in these villages is treated with great respect. Now, the reason I'm putting these kind of things as a detail for the caustic strand, because it's not applicable to all the villages, some of them, is, again, it gives a point of contention, it gives a conflict, it gives a sore point or a weakness or a thing that somebody could exploit, because people will be like, why the heck are you writing about drinking water in these villages along this part of the caustic strand? Because, quite simply, if you're in this village here and you're not down here near this area, or this area, and you don't have access to all this, you don't have fresh water, and any disruption to the fresh water along this whole way, well, you're not going to do well. So this could be a thing that somebody uses for a mini adventure or a point of contention or a quest. Like, hey, the bandits didn't take any of our big stuff, but they did break our water condenser. We're fixing it, but they also carted off like 5 huge wagon loads of water, so we need that. And they're basically, you know, they stole it so they could go up on the hills. It's a minor, silly thing somebody could do, but it could be a fun little quest for someone, especially low-level characters, because then they can, you know, the mules and bring the water back after they beat up the bandits, which could be fun. Look, it's Moss. Yo. Hey, is JT in here anywhere? JT, you here? You're streaming, so you're probably not in here, right? Right? I hope not. Because, Moss, when I, donated the money to get you guys some doubloons in the game, and JJ said I could come up with an NPC, I sent him some thoughts. And he said, oh man, I'm going to have fun doing... And I'm going to use all the... Not going to give it away when I propose the weird little character that I thought would be hilarious, because the character is going to be very interested in JT's character. So Slippy is going to have someone paying attention to him at some point. I think it's going to be pretty fun. I think. Da-da-da. Also, boss, I'm really looking forward to seeing the second episode of Fear of Ages Past. I know I'm in it, but I had fun watching it, and I went back and I watched the first one. We had a nice, run through it. The start was slow, learning all the stuff and getting everything figured out. Then I know in the second episode, things really started hitting a nice stride. And then definitely in the third episode, we started hitting the stride on things. And it's like, I'm excited. Super excited. You have no idea what's going on, but I love it. Oh, it's going to be, that'll be, I don't know. Hopefully it will be fun for Slippy. We'll see. But yeah, I'm super excited about the next episode coming out. Fear of Ages Past. So excited. Let's see here. I think I'm just going to say, instead of where the cities are, we'll say along the Strand. All right, freshwater's not... Yeah, because this way... It doesn't matter where the villages are or anything. It can just be that. That should be fine. Oh, let's see, foul smelling. There we go. Anywhere not related to the... Okay, there we go. Oh, putting music and sound effects on it now. Nice. Love it, love it, love it. Let's get a... I think I did get another cat. How am I getting... No, it's not surprising I get cat hair and stuff. Cats. There we go, got it. All right. Where was I at here? Oh, the hot springs is the next part of this for the caustic strand. Okay, we're gonna add portcaster to the dictionary. We're gonna put aphoray in there. All right. That should be fine because it's interesting. If you put a word in dictionary, if you make a possessive of it, it also complains about it. So I guess I'll add that to the dictionary as well. It's weird that the possessive form would not also get, I guess it wants every single word in there. All right, that's fine. All right, so I went over the drinking water. We went down here. We're going to the hot springs. Now, in the document, when we talked about the hot springs before, go back to the notable locations document, we mentioned the acidic water, the ones that can be lethal, escaping gases, people collect drinking water. Some of the waters are fabled to have special properties. All right, so do I want to make a specific call out to that? Let me check this document. Move this one down. Move this one over. I got a lot of documents open, I see. All right, so if I close that and bring this back up, I'm looking at the caustic strand with all its colorful pools and things on the hills. I think I'm going to point out how some of these villages are on very rocky hills. But I want to think where... coastal waters and hot springs that abound on the surrounding hills. Though I may keep this limited, like the hilly part may actually be where Aquae Forais, their city is, or Portcaster has the large pools on the large elevated areas. I think we'll keep that there. So I think the only thing I have left to talk about with the hot springs is the variations of them. Because right now I have them, like it says, there are innumerable hot springs. Let's see. Yes, because every TTRPG needs a hot spring session. Yeah. Lick that button. You could say they rock all night long. Wow, wow, wow. No, don't tell JTL the information, Dave. No. Your big concern is just having the map instead of running through all the character sheets. That's your... Oh, for the One Ring? So, yeah. Well, I mean, Moss was bringing up the character sheets. He was looking at things and showing stuff here and there. So yeah, the other thing about that game is it is very theater of the mind. So we don't. It's not too important to have a position on the map. Like you're not doing opportunity attacks and 5 feet steps and all that stuff. It's more theatrical combat with some pretty devastating results. But yeah, he does have he does pop the sheets up here and there and showing stuff. But yeah, Moss is over in the YouTube. You can or you can probably send him messages if you want to give him some feedback, or comment on the video if you haven't already. Done Without a Map just had the beautiful faces. Yeah, and me. And me. Thank you very much. We'll say others instead of some again. So I'm just saying some are used by villagers for personal relaxation, usually ones with low mineral content that can't be exploited for resources. Others are just too deadly to harvest from. Now, we'll say they can range from ankle deep to fathoms deep. The bottom and oops, not importance, long importance. Oh, tightly, timely, whatever. So say a particular danger are those that are the most active geologically. Some pools feature geysers that are timely, erupting around the same time. The same... Just say erupting on a rough schedule. So workers know when to get clear. More unpredictable and dangerous pools are often richer in minerals as they get replenished by these eruptions. Alright, so there we go. basically just bringing some more flavor to all these pools, because otherwise, if there's no danger, then it's just kind of boring. Like, oh, we just walk around and it bleaches our skin. This way, they walk around, and if they start smelling certain gases or seeing certain things, they're like, oh, it's gonna erupt. Everybody out, everybody out, everybody out of the pool. Oh yeah, I wish there was a way to pop out some of those into separate windows. They aren't being shared. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I do wish in more programs that you could, like in Cthulhu and stuff too, you know, the way Foundry and things work, it'd be nice to pop some of those things out and be able to bring them outside of the program, but they're kind of tethered to inside the window of the game. That's a nice feature of Roll20. It's also can make things run a little slowly when you pop too many windows out. But, you know, it all works. All right. All right, so I put the next part is about the baths. A few of the milder hot springs are massive and have been built over with great marble structures enclosing their healing waters and bathhouses and maidens, healing houses, maidens, where the well-to-do of many nations come to recuperate and reinvigorate themselves. This time the bath comes at a premium price. All right, so I'm talking about now the baths are mainly found in the larger cities along the Strand, but some of the villages have managed to build their own less grand versions for the use of locals. The ancient Agrian baths, baths in Aqua Aphore are a wonder to behold. Spanning many acres. The greatness of the empire. All right, there we go. We have someone in our game tonight that would definitely break the game for us. Yes, yes, we have one of our players who loves to play around with macros. He's a menace. He didn't actually break the game, but we like to joke that he did. Not counting your chickens. Well, I hope you get your internet sooner rather than later, but I mean, I hope you just get it, because not having it is just sucky since they keep promising it. All right, so I'm just rereading the hot springs and the baths part. Most active geologically. Alright, the baths. A few of the modular hot springs are massive and have been built over with great marble structures enclosing their healing waters and bathhouses and meddons. Healing houses where well-to-do of many nations come to recuperate and reinvigorate themselves. These baths are mainly found in the largest cities along the Strand, but some of the villages have managed to build their own less grand versions for the use of the locals. I'm not even gonna go on to that. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Ancient Agrian baths in Aqua Aphori are a wonder to behold, spanning many acres, featuring both hot and cold pools. They harken back to the greatness of the empire. Rumored to have amazing recuperative powers. Time in these baths comes at a premium price. And through the tales of... By the way, Moss, I was reading more of that stuff since you requested that we read the fellowship rules. I was reading about songs. That's cool. When you were talking about singing, I'm like, oh, very cool. And we have 2 people in our group that are pretty good at singing. Yeah, pretty good. I shouldn't say pretty good. Good at singing. How about that? Alright, few residents of the Strand have ever entered one of these grand structures. Few residents of the Strand villages have ever entered one of these grand structures, but rather admire them from afar and through the tales of travelers. Oh, yes, the voice of an angel. Yep, it's in a jar somewhere under my desk. I captured it. I do not have the voice of an angel. I have the voice of someone who, through a lot of speech therapy, speaks this well. So that in and of itself is a triumph of modern something, 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 or something. I hope the bard in your group is good at singing at least. Oh, we don't have a bard. Levistro, have you watched the Fear of Ages Past, the first episode? I can't remember if I saw your comment, because I was responding to comments of people on a lot of videos, and I know I responded, or you responded to one of mine, but I can't remember if that was a Cthulhu thing, if that was... I don't remember. But anyway. Yeah, knowing the Lay of Luthien, that'd be cool. I think that would be... I'm not sure if that would be a council song. It probably wouldn't be a battle song. It would have to be maybe the Fellowship one? I don't know. I have to think about that. Hello, History Erasure button. We're shaking all the bacons. I don't know. We're just working on the Caustic Strand right now. I'm filling out. I'm embellishing. I'm writing. Oh, I can't remember suffering sinus headaches. So, my character over there in that one is called Thrush because he's just constantly wandering around whistling, singing, chanting old poems, doing things like that while he wanders around the Shire and the Bree and back up and in amongst the hills. And so he sings. I don't sing. He sings. You're just getting the extra grease off you. Oh, Dave. Oh, Dave. All right. Few residents of the Strand Village have ever entered one of these. Why I have notifications? What are these? Oh. Look at that. A comment. Yeah, the systems in the game are pretty fun. I like it. What I find interesting is, well, I'm doing 2 things. I'm writing a paragraph in my head while I'm saying this. Is that you can choose from different, you could either, I guess you could roll, but you can choose from different sets for your statistics. Like you could have, high and a low, or high and a low for your 3 stats. And some of the other players for the characters chose, a high and then a low, or a 2 high and a low. I went with the all the same. So mine are all just boop, a little bit above, and then I had an extra point put in, so boop, they're all the exact same number. So all my target numbers for the base things, without any modifications, are all the same. Which is kind of fun. They never change. Unless I'm attacking something and then I have totally different target numbers because of armor. Tales of a Lost Maiden in the Temple of Xander, whose waters... We'll say a lost... Yeah, we'll leave it as a maiden. Imparted wisdom and allowed them by to ferret out... Just ferret out? That sounds a little weird. I'm just saying, Tales tell of a Lost Maiden in the Temple of Xander, whose waters imparted wisdom and allowed the imbiber to recognize when falsehood. Okay. Destroyed along with the temple itself. Alright, so Tales tell of a Lost Maiden in the Temple of Xander, whose waters imparted wisdom and allowed the imbiber to recognize when falsehoods were being told. Destroyed along with the temple itself when Grix overran the coast. Such wonders are absent from the present-day Strand. There we go. Friday episode with Noah was so delightful. Oof. Oof. No. No. It was even a little shocking. Nice. Yeah. You know what's funny is somebody was talking, somebody put a video, I can't remember who put it up, video of the really weird messed up feet that's in the new D&D. And I was like, oh yeah, I have that and I've already used it. Because I have a character in the new campaign that I'm playing with friends, and we use some of the new rules to make characters. And I'm like, huh, that's strange. And I looked at the old one, I'm like, oh yeah, they took that wording out. They took out the word hostile. So any creature who moves through can provoke an opportunity attack from someone. So you can run by your wizard friend, provoke an opportunity attack, and if they have Warcaster, they can go. And if they get you, they can cast a one action spell on you. Like, okay, I don't know why they changed that. I guess that way they could they couldn't justify only attacking people. Like, well, if somebody runs past you, sure, you can touch them. I guess that was their rationale. Because if you can attack them, if you can attack enemies, why not touch friends? Maybe that should be on a shirt. If you can attack enemies, why not touch friends? Yeah, you could cast haste. And then on your turn, because you're basically then casting a spell as a reaction. If it's a one-action spell. Which is not normally a reaction spell. Even if it's a concentration spell, evidently, you could do that. So you could technically, if you wanted to, and your friend's running by, I guess you could technically cast Polymorph on them. We weren't sure about that. We're like, that seems a little overpowered. Huh. So, I only did it once. Alright, that's the temple, the maiden, the such worded absent from the present day strand. Okay. Now, we never came up with, in the strand, these names for those little wormling things. Those little, lizard creatures that kind of are the seagulls of the caustic strand. I'd like to come up with a name that's like a pest name or something that's a cute little name or... Oh no! I just thought of something. Is Wisty Melon here? She is gonna kill me. Oh no. Wisty Melon is gonna murder me. Because those cute little lizards that are like the little things that make noise and run around and like will steal fish from people, but they're like, they lay around in the sun, they'll make all kinds of like nests up in the hills, and they're all over the place. I might try and call them Wistlings. W-Y-S-T-L-I-N-G-S. Because it's kind of got the W-Y from the wormlings. Is she going to murder me? Oh, yeah. Yep, Wistlings, exactly. I am so dead. If I'm hungry, I can cast Polymorph and cook a bad guy, turn into a sheep. Is it cannibalism or no? No, because eating sheep isn't cannibalism. You technically change them into something else. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Though I'm not sure if you kill something in a polymorph form, do they stay in that form? I don't know the rule. I don't remember what the rule is on that. I think when you hurt them or kill them, I think they turn back automatically, or if you do damage, they turn back. One of the things. Unless it's true polymorph, then maybe? I don't know. Yes, Frost soon. Dead. Dead. If we don't tell her, she won't know. Which means she probably is already like, why are my ears burning? I might want to change the wording in this first paragraph, though. Because I say, these nuisance creatures line the hills and coasts of the entire caustic strand. Their distinctive cries haunting the villages, constantly harry the fishermen for scraps and shiny objects. Okay, maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe I'm going to die even sooner than I thought. Because, to be clear, I don't think she's like this. I just think that they sound like it's a cool name. And I thought, Wisty Melon. I'm like, Whist. Wistlings. So, yeah. I'm doomed, but that's okay. I accept my fate now. In Savage Worlds Pathfinder shape change, you die if you take max wounds. Oh. Okay, pop back after. I think so. Yeah. Thanks. Says the little predators often swallow items they can't digest, which get coated by the slime in their stomachs to create small worry stones, which they eventually regurgitate in their nests. Natural stones are highly valuable, and the use of the strand routinely raid these nests looking for even one such treasure. Oops, adorns. I don't want adorns. I want adorns. All right, so more valuable than oyster pearls. The largest of these stones is an ancient specimen. How would I write that? More valuable than oyster pearls. The largest rumored stone of this type is an ancient specimen that supposedly adorned a magical crown worn by an oracle who lived on the Strand in ancient times. A devotee of Arintha, she regularly gazed into the shining bay, using its tranquil silvery waters as a great scrying pool. So, just a little story. Could be apocryphal, could be something people are like, oh yeah, sure, it's down in the water still. Go dive, look for it, find it. I don't know. Erudi probably has made those, Dave, the blink dog type things. I'm assuming that they exist in his bestiary. I'm mostly making creatures that specifically exist in this setting, not the more generic, like, hey, these could be in any setting for Legend Seeker. These are specific creatures that are for the areas of the Godlands. I am whistling myself into a grave. I'm dead soon. Treasure is the friends we made along the way, aka we're not getting paid for this quest. There you go. It's the best thing to ever realize is if you're getting paid or not, because then you know if you have to find treasure. You have to make your own treasure, aka loot. There we go. All right, so we got that part. All right, then we're going to go on to the next part. The albino lizards, the pool dragons. We're going to get rid of the word albino lizards because we've now named them pool dragons. Bleached pale lizard can reach up to 4 feet in length and have a powerful and infectious bite. They linger in the hotter pools, hiding in the murky mineral-laden waters for warmth and to stealthily hunt smaller mammals for food. People of the Strand usually check their work pools for these nearly invisible predators with long sticks. All right. I'm going to wipe off the outside of this can of Coke that I had sitting here for the last... Oh my gosh, we're already past an hour and 15 minutes into the stream. I didn't realize we were already going that long. Wow. Wow. Barely an inconvenience. AKA the village going to be attacked by murder hobos. Yeah. Frost Maiden. I'm kidding, of course. They were the good party, right? Sorry, I'm opening up a can. For anybody who wants some ASMR. And then you get to hear the crickly crackles. Adventurers get paid for their adventures? Never done that before. That is the good stuff. I don't know if that's ASMR. I don't know. I just know it's people talking at a barely recognizable volume, which is fine. I don't really care. But then clicking their fingers or scratching stuff or wrinkling things and making noises, I don't frankly understand it. But keyboards, evidently that's what Abby said earlier was, ASMR keyboard, because she could hear my clicking while I was typing. It's stuff. It's something. There was somebody I'm trying to remember who it was they were talking about. They said there was a person who did ASMR that was literally, the girl just sat there and lit matches. Just scritch. And sometimes it wouldn't do. She had to do it over and over, and then, and that was just all it was. Or clicking lighters and stuff, because they do that. Me, I have good hearing, so I hear all that, and I hear every scratch, every scrape, every little click and grind of the little wheel against the flint. So to me, that's just like, whoa, wow, that's really amplified. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Some people love it. I don't get it. Anyway, I'm talking about pool dragons here. Bleached pale lizards can reach up to 4 feet in length and have a powerful and infectious bite. Linger in the hotter pools, hiding in the murky mineral-laden waters for warmth, and stealthily hunt smaller mammals for food. People of the Strand usually checked, I guess I should capitalize that, usually check their work pools for these nearly invisible predators with long sticks, chasing them away or killing them for their resilient hides. We'll go with shallow, constructing canoes. For use in constructing canoes, which are used. Okay, there we go. Are used in the larger protective gear. Smaller hides are turned into work tools. We'll use to make work tools and protective gear. You love playing with matches, but sometimes it sparks bad things. Okay. Dog walking time. We'll see who leads today. All right, Dave. Have a good walk with the dog. Levistro, bye. Good luck with the soccer practice. And Crescent, how you holding up under the onslaught of puns that were? You made it through? It's like you got your own hurricane. Your hurricane of bad humor. Yeah, it's torture. I know. It's horrifying. Horrifying. We can get rid of the word caustic there. The larger specimens find their hides tanned for use in constructing canoes, which are then used in the larger hot spring pools. We'll just say larger pools. Smaller hides are used to make work tools and protective gear. Okay. Alright, the bite of these lizards can be deadly if not flushed with cleansing agents, though most work crews carry around a paste made from local mineral-laced mud to combat just such an infection. I figured that way they have the materials on hand, it's a specific kind of mud that they use, and they keep it, and, you know, if somebody gets bitten by one of them, rather than panic, you know, they flush it out and then put this mud compress on there to suck all the bad stuff out of there and clean out all the infection. Because it lets them use the natural stuff around them. Kind of fun. And then again, this is another hook where somebody could say, oh, what if somebody went there and bought a bunch of that mud and then tried to reverse engineering and couldn't, then realized, hey, the only place I can get this really cool healing mud is there. Boom, then they do it. Or it's possible that somebody will just say, well, they use it locally, so there's a big market for it. So boom, there they go. And they would do, you know, brisk business with the outside world. They would go through a bunch of hands and get somewhere, but the people could make more money by selling some of the mud too. It's opportunities for people to make the game their own. Alright, this brings us to the Black Dragon Rookeries. In the peaks above the strand, the noxious vents and acidic pools make the area completely uninhabitable for most beings, but are perfect for the rookeries of the local dragon population. Too bad Levistro had to leave, because he could have heard about the Black Dragons, but he had to leave. Humor cane. No, that's, oh man. I was gonna say Joke NATO, but yeah. They've established rookeries here and there where they lay their eggs in the bubbling pools. I say pool. Should be pools, there's not just one. Yeah, I'm just gonna say not where they lay, but laying. Establish rookeries here and there, laying their eggs in the bubbling pools to guard them. What's a good word? I want a much stronger word. Here we go, Thesaurus. Let's get some stuff. I'm gonna put in. See if I get something else from caustic. Acerbic, abrasive, mordant. I kind of like mordant or astringent. Let's go with that. And if nothing else, I'm gonna go with alkaline. All right. Astringent pools in the mordant pools. I like mordant. I think we're gonna go with mordant. But that's kind of, it's biting, but it's more like talking about an attitude. Yeah, I like the sound of it, but it doesn't really work. I mean, it's poetic to take a word like that and throw it in there, but not really a sarcastic or acidic biting pool. It's more like literally acidic. We're going to go with alkaline. In the... Let me check into chemistry here. I'll look at a little bit of something here. Crescent, let me know here if this makes any sense. When you have an egg, I know if you put vinegar and stuff, you can, it'll react to the calcium in an eggshell. Can a base do something to the calcium in an eggshell? Okay, that's acid. Okay, the shell dissolves. But what happens when you put a base in there? Can you do that? Because, I mean, I know you can dissolve it with vinegar. But I'm not sure if an alkaline mixture... I don't care about that. I don't want to know if eggs are acidic. I want to know if I can dissolve an eggshell in a base. Oops. Oops. There we go. I don't think it will. So I think we'll have to go with acidic pools here. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. Some other thoughts here. Alkaline foods for breakfast. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Make an eggshell disappear, blah, blah, blah. It's all vinegar, blah, 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 blah. Washing off the eggshell. Yes, I know you can do this. I did this in middle school. I don't care about that. Okay. Breaks down the white, which is why it makes them easy to peel. Ah, okay. Because the main reason I'm asking you this is because the reason I wrote this up before, that the reason that the black dragons lay their eggs in these pools is not only to incubate them and keep them safe from predators who don't want to stick their little paws in this scalding, like, acidic or basic water that would basically, burn the flesh off of them. It also slowly erodes the outer part of the shell to allow the dragons to actually, their babies to hatch and get out of the shell, because the shells are way too hard for the babies to even get out, so they have to leave them in there and slowly dissolve the shell so then they can get out. Yeah, everybody's like, ow, you're going to dissolve the shell. I'm like, yeah, got it. This is in soda. That doesn't help. Ugh. Information overload on the exact same thing. All right, baking soda. Yeah, make cooking water alkaline. Okay. Loosening the bond between the egg whites and the inner membrane of the shell. Baking soda were a frustrating nightmare. Nearly impossible to peel. Shell pulled away large lumps of egg white and face misshapen, blah, 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 blah. Okay, they did a spike wire. Moved to the more powerful bone problem. Ah, now see, then they did it again where they had the water with an active, vigorous boil with the baking soda. The eggshells almost fell off completely. Okay, so one dissolves the shells and one makes them easier to peel. So I wonder if maybe if the dragons do something a little more clever, like they move them from a pool to another pool. Like they use one of the pools to make sure that the egg separates in the later stages from the shell, but the earlier ones, they start letting it so it will start dissolving. How would I want to write this? So I'm saying right now, establish rookeries here and there, laying their eggs in the acidic pools, then moving them to more alkaline pools. As they near hatching. Oh, I did that backwards, didn't I? Yes, I did. Well, no, I'm trying to think. If you've got a hard eggshell and you've got an egg inside it, you're going to want to start... Would you want it to break down the shell first and then separate it? I guess you'd probably want it to separate the egg from the inside shell first and then start dissolving the shell so the thing can break out. Well, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. Well, the only reason I'm saying, and I'm not saying we don't want to dissolve that, is that there's a layer around these things where they're stuck to the shell, and what they'd want to do is get the little thing in there and liquefy that outside whatever, so it floats around, kind of like a cushion, if you would, and that cushion is what keeps the little egg, the embryonic sac, and the egg, everything in there completely safe. So it's floating with a thin membrane of liquid around it, so the egg can roll around wherever you move it, and it's not stuck to the shell. And then you put it in the other pool, and it's going to start dissolving that shell. And when it gets to time to crack, the shell breaks open, that liquid comes out, and then the little creature comes out. So I think what we're going to do we're going to start them in the alkaline pools, move them to the acidic pools as they near hatching. The heat and separate and liquefy Liquefy the layer between it and the shell, insulating and suspending it safely when they move to the acidic pools. When they move... This begins to dissolve the shell, so the maturing dragon can break it open more easily. Oops, we don't want to do double spots. So, So the reason I'm writing all this up because I wanted to have some kind of an ecosystem. So they've established rookeries here and there, laying out eggs in the alkaline pools, then moving to more acidic pools as they near hatching. The heat and alkaline water separate the embryo from the shell, liquefy the layer between it and the shell. From the shell, liquefying the layer between it. We'll just say the layer between them, insulating and suspending it safely. When they move their eggs to the acidic pools, this begins to dissolve the shell so the maturing dragonling can then break it up more easily. Dragon eggs can mature safely without the use of the pools, but this speeds up the gestation and hatching cycle dramatically. So it basically means that the black dragons are gonna experience like pretty robust birth rates, and it also keeps their eggs safe. Yep. And so that's why the way I'm thinking about it is outer shell, this inner layer of this albumin that's like the other white stuff, but this is literally like a layer of fat. And then inside that's the embryo, the sac of the egg, and everything that's like a thick non-permeable barrier at this point. So it's sitting there solidly anchored in this fluid. Then you put it in the alkaline thing, and it basically separates that thing. So now you've got a free floating little baby that's like in a. If you took an egg at that point and spun it, the little baby thing could just float around in there inside that liquid, kind of like the space between our brain and the side of our head, so we could, you don't slosh around as much. But then this liquefies, they take it out of there, move it to the other pool, it starts dissolving the egg, so then that can crack, that liquid can come out, and then the little sac can pop open and the little guy comes out of his egg. Making up stuff. It's fun. Make the environment bad so the child's no longer comfortable. Yeah, make angry dragon babies. This is smart. Acid wash, then base wash, then salt lick the shell cracks. The reason why I'm doing it this way is specifically because I think the base could get through the semi-permeable nature of the outer shell and get in there, because that's kind of what baking soda does, while the acid actually dissolves the shell. So you get the alkaline in there to the only part that's permeable to the base, and that just liquefies it. So you've got, you could shake the baby around and it would just be like, goop, 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 and its little membrane sitting in there. It's an extra layer of protection. It's magic. It could react to this newly created egg layer. Well, no, it would actually, it's not a newly created egg layer, it's part of the egg. So it's a thing inside that the base reacts to. It's not the inside of the egg. I can't really draw a picture, but egg and then layer all the way around, 360 degrees, and then inside this sac that the egg lives in that's impervious to the base. So it's basically all it's doing is creating a slick little layer so you can have a circle within, or not a circle, but an egg within an egg. And it's supposed to be weird and different because it's, well, dragons. And dragons are crazy. Dragons are crazy. We know this. Wait. Oh yeah, Thesaurus. I love Thesaurus. thesaurus, whatever. I've always got a thesaurus open. I always had a thesaurus around. I don't know where my book is right now. It's on one of my bookshelves. I love it. Base will give the egg a groove. Get out of here, Moss. Okay, bye. You traced him off. Very nice. Now, okay. I just realized I never really named this one thing which I was talking about. All right. Okay. Where did I put it here? Present day. Oh, I don't need. Oh, I changed the name of that thing. Oh, I don't have to do that anymore. Okay. The rambles are when we're looking at the. Let me go over to here. When we were talking about the map, the rambles are these things. These this used to be the the front to the beautiful islands. There were a few islands in here that just got absolutely destroyed when Grix came through, and then the bay is no longer this beautiful shining silvery bay. It's now just erupting with basalt and crazy geological activity and horrifying things out there. The rambles are the remnants of those beautiful islands that Grix just obliterated because he's himself. Dragons are real. No, they're not. We call it the eggplant process. It's going to be called the aubergine approach. No? Is it the Alan Parsons Project? Now I don't want to listen to the Alan Parsons Project. And you can't stop me. Look at this. Me going over, clicking a button. Oh. What's this? Me clicking on a button? Doing a thing? You made me now go find, and I'm going to listen to Don't Answer Me. After I watch a political ad. Don't Answer Me. Such an amazing song. And a pretty good video, too. Stupid Grix, this is why we can't have nice islands. Exactly. He killed a demigod in the process, too, so. All right. And I've got to come up with a name for Xander's son. So I haven't, because he has 2 kids, and the son is the one who died. So I got to come up with a good name for him. Still haven't come up with a good one. I gave myself a few seconds there to see if anything just jumped at me, but nothing did. You're going to listen to Perfect Member? Okay. I'm going to listen to something that's not disturbing like that thing, yeah. Let's see. We'll say lush islands. Shield the shining bay from the umbral sea. We'll say a nightmare maze. Remnants of the lush islands that used to shield the shining bay from the umbral sea. Whoops. Remnants of the lush islands that used to shield the shining bay from the umbral sea. The rambles are a nightmare maze of jagged basalt pillars and shattered reefs. I don't care about political ads. Look at that. What are we doing here? We're gonna put another completely odd song in here. We'll do that. Okay. Huh, that's weird. There we go. You wonder what the weird song is I'm playing? This is because I can do more than one thing at once. I'm listening to Lawyers in Love while I'm writing a fantasy lore about the set of islands. And chat with you guys. A nightmare maze. Yeah, it's a nightmare maze of jagged basalt pillars and shattered reefs. Destroyed the temples. Islands, the temples on them, and fouled all approaches from the sea. It's an odd combination. It is, I know. Muscle atrophy stinks. I don't know what you're talking about, Kyle. I didn't used to be able to lift heavy things, and now I can't. It feels weird to me that I'll go get, big bags of cat food because I, just like to have extra stuff around. And I'll get it delivered sometime, and, somebody will come out and hand me, a 30-pound bag of cat food, and, I'll throw one up on my shoulder, and then I'll tell them, give me the other one. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And I'll grab it with my other hand, and I'll toss it on my shoulder, and I get 60 pounds on my shoulder, and I'll walk in, and I'll go set it all down, and then I'm just like, did my shoulder used to hurt when I had 60-pound bags? When I was a kid, we used to throw hay bales on our shoulders and feed bags over our shoulders all the time, and you just pick things up because you had to, and you had no choice. Now I'm like, that feels tight. Damn it. I guess I just need to pick up the Calvino more. Remnants. The lush islands that used to shield the shining bay from the umbral sea. The rambles are a nightmare maze of jagged basalt pillars and shattered reefs. The Grix and his forces destroyed the islands, the temples on them, and followed all approaches from the sea. Okay, my machine is doing something weird here. I don't know if I'm getting all juggedy, crickety, robot-y here all of a sudden. I feel your pain, Frost. Yes! Alaska Jeff, how's it going? By the way, I love your intros, Alaska Jeff. I love them. Love them. What writing tool do I use? I use Word. Basically, I use Word. Sometimes I use a text document. But 90% of the times, it's just Word. And right now, I just have it set to two-column layout. Simply. The layout's going to be done by whoever does some of the editing once Erudi gets to this point, and I'm just using the same layout he's using on the other books, so this is where we're at right now. And yeah, Word, I just back it up, have it all backed up. Yeah, I really enjoy them. I love them. I really enjoy the line drawing that you brought across when you're doing the stuff for the red line drawings for the March of the Dragon Queen with the the cool dragons and the blood and stuff like that. It looks like blood, but it's red with the outlines and stuff. I enjoy that one a lot. At least I'm pretty sure you did that one. If you didn't, I'd feel bad. But I'm pretty sure you did. Word, exactly. Or what is it? Office 365 Word? I don't know, whatever they're calling it now. And you'll find that if I don't know something, I am totally fine with asking questions and being a fool and looking like an idiot, because I don't really care a lot. I just want to get things right. The render took a long time to render. Hardest effect I've had to do yet. I want to say it was worth your time. I don't know if it was worth your time, but I like it. I think it's really good. Have you ever played the game Singularity? We put that out, I want to say 2010? 9? I don't know. Early to mid 2000s. We had so much work that had to be done in the Unreal Engine for that with the time dilation device, the TMD, or time manipulation device, the little gauntlet, where you could turn back time on things and you would see everything flake and roll away and everything. Oh my gosh, the guys doing the testing for all that stuff, it took forever, like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks on every time we were just like, can we do it this way instead? It was crazy, but that kind of stuff was just amazing. And the fact that it brought some of their machines to a standstill when they were trying to do test versions because we didn't have it running in the game. They're like, here's what I think it should look like in game. And they render it out in their programs they're using. They're like, I left this overnight running so I can show you guys a video. I'm like, oh God. "10 days of rendering. Woo! All right, Kyle, go. Thank you, Kyle. See you later. Thanks for hitting the like button. Or else. All right. Destroyed the islands, the temples on them, and followed all approaches from the sea. Okay. Only shallow draft vessels can navigate through these areas, leaving the strand cut off from most major shipping, except from Portcaster inner villages, or wait, yeah, the inner villages of the strand cut off from most major shipping, except overland from Portcaster and F4I. Okay, that works. We're gonna make this a separate paragraph, though. Boop, there we go. Ooh, excellent, Alaska Jeff. What are you writing today? Let us know what you're writing. I'm very curious. Oh, I forgot to put... I was like, where'd my music go? I paused it because it was chugging. Huh. That doesn't seem to want to work. Let's try this one. Oh, this is a much better sound to this one, too. I think somebody used an AI or something to kind of remaster the original video. It looks like it anyway. Anyway, I'm getting myself distracted by a video. All right. There's the remnants. Remnants of the lush islands that used to shield the shining bay from the umbral sea. The rambles are a nightmare maze of jagged basalt pillars and shattered reefs. Grix and his forces destroyed the islands, the temples on them, and followed all approaches from the sea to the bay. Only shallow draft vessels can navigate through these areas. Oh, I've only got 3 minutes left. Leaving the inner villages of the Strand cut off from most major shipping except for overland. Except overland routes from Procaster and Aqua Fori. The villagers, whoops, fish in these waters for their food, risking the treacherous waters in their shallow bottom craft. Okay. All right. So I'm going to be wrapping up in a minute or so here, but I'm not going to. Not going to be doing a long outro because it's a quick outro. I want to reword this sentence. So the villagers fish in these waters for their food, risking the treacherous waters, risking. Because I've talked about the moonfish out here in pursuit of the moonfish in there. Villagers fish in these waters for their food. We'll say ply these waters. Whoops. And we'll move this. Their shallow bottom craft, risking the treacherous waters in pursuit of the elusive moonfish. Okay, that's a much better sentence. Shallow bottom craft, risking the treacherous water. Just playing the sentence over my head. Yeah, it works for now. I'll probably do some tweaking to it. All right. We're about out of here. So, what I'm going to say is thank you all very much for coming on by. A novel. Oh, hope to publish it one day. Excellent, Alaska Jeff. I have also written a novel. I'm working on my second and third one. One is a sequel to that. Another one is a totally separate one. And the Kindle Vella stuff. I still have not found anybody to pick up publishing the first one, and I might end up self-publishing. We're going to see. We're going to see where we go. So I feel your pain. It's a fantastic process to go through. It's amazing, but oh, painful. Anyway, this is me, Frost. This has been Frost Written. I'm working on the lore for the Legend Seeker RPG for Erudi's RPG called Legend Seeker. See, it's all a big circle. And I am here on Moonskull doing this on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you can find me here. And you can also find me on my stuff in the link tree that lovely Chrysanth just put into the chat. I think she's also linked to our Discord before. If you are not subscribed, throw a subscription or throw a like and a sub and comment over on the YouTube. Do the comment after we're done here, and we'll see you over in the Discord. You can chat with all of us. You can yell at me, but please don't. I'm such a fragile ego. I'm kidding. I've got rhino skin. Yell at me all you want. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I will talk to you all later if I can find the right button to hit. All right, I'm really out here. Later.